As we have been discussing about this duties of Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. And again that comes out of their nature, Subhavajam iti. Now one should understand where the person stands. So whether I am Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, I am Vaishya, or I am a Shudra. Because please understand here, the work by itself is not important. But what is the attitude behind? The work that makes a person great, that brings success in life. In fact, in verse number 27 of 9th chapter, Yat kurosi, yat asnasi, yat juhasi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushva madarpanam iti. Lord Krishna already has talked this point. And of course, in 3rd chapter on different occasions, Lord Krishna has highlighted that the action is not important. Because what for I am doing? My purpose is, especially me being a seeker, I look for that, inner maturity, or you can say, the inner health, not external health. If you say external, it will be internal health. So internal health. So that is my purpose. So when that is the case, that means what I need to do? I need to understand why I am doing. What is the purpose behind it? That's why no action is great by itself. But when my attitude is behind healthy, it gives me a healthy benefit. Just imagine, this is what we talk in a motivational speech. This is how we say, in a vehicle. So everybody was feeling proud. Hey, look, steering says, look, I handle the whole vehicle. In fact, wherever I go, if I become towards the right, definitely vehicle will go towards the right. Then that time say, look, brake says, if I, wants to stop it, you know what will happen. And of course, if I fail to stop, you know what will happen. You will get into panic. That time the clause says, what are you talking? I am the person who is boosting. Tire says, who are you people? In fact, if it becomes, I become flat, it does not move. So each one, the cover says, the seat says, each one tries to talk differently. Then slowly many of them came and joined together. Hey, look, this bolt has no role. What that fellow is keeping quiet, nothing talking. Has no role at all. That time, Bolt said, look, just imagine, like you people, if I keep moving, what will happen? Because I am not moving, you guys are talking a lot. Let me move little bit here and there. Will you be able to talk? So also life. Here he says, Swe Swe Karmani Abhirataha, verse number 45. Swe Swe Karmani Abhirataha, Sansiddhim Labhate Naraha, Swakarma Nirataha Siddhim, Yatha Vindati Tat Shrunu. When we look at this verse very nicely, so Swe Swe Karmani, because this verse highlights how to convert karma into karma yoga. Because karma yoga does not mean that staying in ashram or doing something to the God, to the close, to the God, that is called karma yoga. But Karma Yoga has nothing to do with your work or profession. But Karma Yoga has got something to do with your attitude while doing your duties or your professional or personal work. Here he emphasizes that one who is abhirata, and where swe swe karmani abhirata, beautiful way of looking at. So abhirata means the one who is being engaged. So that means being engaged. Where swe swe karmani, one's own duties. So when a person is being engaged in one's own duties, says naraha labhate. So naraha means a person, an individual. Labhate, attains, gains. So what does the person gains? He says when and while being engaged in one's own activities. Sansiddhim. So samsiddhim means many people talk as success. That's why Bhagavad Gita is a book of management. A Bhagavad Gita has nothing to do with management, okay? Remember this. Bhagavad Gita is a moksha shastra. Don't forget this, okay? Because being moksha shastra, it gives freedom, it gives liberation. So don't bring down Bhagavad Gita from moksha shastra to paperback, okay? And that's why we don't keep Bhagavad Gita, because many people keep book near the toilet, okay? Because really, I am shocked, many people do that, in the bathroom, in the toilet, literally. They keep so that, they pick up the book and start sitting there and reading it. And I was shocked in one place. I went to use that bathroom and I discovered books, and in that book, my book also is there. I was shocked. I said, no. In fact, instead of using fresh room, I had to remove that bookshelf, okay? I took time. Oh, well, then of course they cannot tell, because one good thing in fresh room, what you do, nobody questions, okay? Even in somebody's house. Then after that I said, look, I had a lot of pressure, but seeing the situation, I didn't feel like. But I had to change it. No, why did you change? In fact, that is the best time to read. I said, what can you say to these people? Completely brainless people. And to these people, you think anything will happen, knowledge will enter? Knowledge become time pass. However, here it says, Swe Swe Karmani Sansiddhim. Sansiddhim here is not really called success. We take it as Sansiddhim means derived way, we look at as a purity. That means the mental maturity. That means Chitta Suddhi Ityarthaha. So the person loves Chitta Suddhi, that is the success. Remember, all your success becomes useful when you have maturity, when your mind is purified. If you don't have maturity, even if you have all success, will you be able to enjoy? Or will you be able to allow others to enjoy? Definitely not. That's why here he says, Sansiddhim labhate iti, that person attains purity. Shrunu, may you listen to me. Tad yatha. So how it happens? So karma nirataha bindati siddhim. It's a beautiful line. Swa karma means whatever duty is being assigned to you. Swakarma means your own duty. So one when is engaged in his own duty, that time the person attains siddhi, purity. Just to say very carefully, we have discussed in details earlier. Look at why you are not happy with yourself. Because you want to do that action where you are visible. Or where you are being benefited. Or where you have a role, that visible role. Just observe. Look at it. Your, family itself. Why nowadays we don't see joint family? Because people are so egocentric. Forget about, joint family. Nowadays, men and women, they don't want to stay with another, opposite person. A man doesn't want to stay with woman doesn't want to stay with man. This is the present generation. Because they cannot, not that they don't want, they cannot stay. They should understand that they cannot stay. Do you understand what I am trying to mean is? I don't want to stay or I cannot stay. So that means what? So that means I am not able to choose my karma properly. So when I am not able to choose my karma properly, definitely always karma, my duty, what I think is very fascinating for some time, then after that is frustrating. And the worst thing happens present day, as they do with reference to professional job. Because there you are going only for money's sake. The immediate benefits. Now there you are staying, let us say 5 to 10 hours. And mentally also you become that another 5 hours. Without your knowledge, the same thing is exercised in your personal life. In your relationship, you also do the same thing. Long back we had seen this beautiful heart-touching examples, now that has become very old. Do you know, the child comes and asks Papa, why Papa? Nowadays they should ask Mama also. Papa or Mama makes no difference. Nowadays Mamas are more than Papa. Mama, so what is your salary? Then the child, Mama says, what are you talking? Why do you want to know? No, just I want to know. What is your salary? Okay, says, this is my package. They will not say, what is a monthly salary? This is a package nowadays, okay? Because it's a big amount. So it takes some time to calculate. And package with plus, okay? With blah, blah, blah. Okay, the child says, forget Mama. I don't understand your things. Can you tell me monthly? Forget monthly. How much in a day it comes around? Then Mama says, let us say this much comes. Now child says, oh, Mama, wait for a few minutes. Goes and, breaks his all collects and comes and, Mama, look, I have this much. Can you take this? And give me some time from your professional life. Spend with me. This is a very old story and all of you know it. You might be observing that also. Why this happens? Because how this professional thing comes to personal life. Neither you are this side nor that side. Because you are not able to understand the work concept, the karma concept. Because for you, karma is not important. For you, karma phala is important. So you choose that karma which is going to give you more karma phala or better karma phala or what you think is better for you. That's the best thing. So what you think is better for you. In fact, I was listening, this is what life is. The beautiful story goes like this. The person was fed up with his life. Then he thought of, no, why to live life? Let me jump into the ocean. And I'll be dying. So he chose a small mountain somewhere inside the ocean, like in Europe you have, then finally managed to jump. And he thought, wow, my life is over. But when he opened his eyes, he could see that his hands are tied down. And he was being rescued by all these thieves. And they thought to sell him off. He said, look, I wanted to die. Now where am I? My both hands and legs are tied down. What to do now? Oh God, now I am in worse situation. That time God only comes, okay? Nobody comes. All your profession, all your skills, nothing comes, okay? However, then the story goes further. Cyclone comes and everything gets scattered. And thank God, because he was being tied down, so one piece of wood, from the ship, along with that he started floating because he did not slip away from that boat, from that wood piece. Again he said, oh God, I got saved because I was tied down. Then the story goes further, he floats, after floating for some days, reaches one island and he discovers there is huge people waiting in a procession. And he didn't understand what is happening. And they say, look, in our custom we have, every year we look for a person in such and such date, and whomsoever we see, that person becomes king, and we saw you first, you are going to become our king. Wow, he has celebrated, what is my life now? Now I am going to become a king. And of course, once he started becoming king, he realized their custom is every year they make king and they behead that fellow towards the end. Again they look for next person to become king. Now will he be able to enjoy kingship? And of course there comes the attitude. So he got changed. He changed his attitude. He tried to educate people. He said, look, I am not here to change your custom. Yes, we must look for a new king every year. But why to kill the old person? Maybe he will be useful to give some advice. From his experience, we will not make mistake. Now let us follow a new custom. Every year we will have a new person to be coronated as king. But we don't have to kill the previous person. Let the person live in an ordinary way, in a common way. That is called attitude. The attitude that you develop, remember, that is going to be with you, nothing else. During crisis time, only attitude will be with you, nothing else. All karma phala, remember, will not be there. So when attitude only is with you, so you need to develop a healthy attitude. That's why developing a healthy attitude is a basic sadhana for a seeker. And without that, remember, life is a waste. All your bank balance, all your success, all your beauty, everything has no value for anybody, including for you. Remember. Only your attitude, how you respond to karma phala. Can you see this point? Because every karma has got its own karma phala. We'll be seeing in the next verse in details. So when karma brings karma phala, how you respond, how you react to karma phala, that determines completely your attitude. If your responses towards karma phala is not healthy, you want to control your karma phala. You think you are the karma phala data, the giver of karma phala, means according to you, karma phala should happen, should come. That means what you are, who you are, it will not work. Yes, you can bring some changes towards your attitude, but not with reference to karma phala. That's why attitude matters. That's why whatever duty you have, do. We say very carefully, don't change your profession. Whatever you are doing it, continue in that. Yes, you can change your company, okay? But not profession. Because you are not changing company for better atmosphere. If you think that I am changing company for better atmosphere, that means you are wrong. So you are changing for what? Worst atmosphere, better salary. The boss may be worst, okay? Situation may be worst, who knows? And sometimes what you call as better salary, here really it is better salary, or it will bring more complication, that you know better sometimes. That's why whatever activities, whatever profession you are, keep continuing. And when you keep continuing that, then you will see some change in you. How? We say beautifully. I have seen, noticed. Generally, in those days, they used to keep this, pot in the kitchen. Earthen pots, even if brass pots. Even if by keeping the earthen pot in the place, that makes its own place shape slowly. It's very nice. In childhood I had seen it. And we say also, in Sanskrit also we have, even if a drop water keeps falling in the same place, it can make a hole on a stone. So also, when I keep doing the same thing, then only I see some change in me, or I feel the need of change in me. That's the most important thing. Until and unless I feel that, look, I need a change in me. Remember this class, my scolding, nothing will change, nothing will enter in your mind. More of it we'll see. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.